Howdy neighbor, how is your garden growing? Today we're going to be talking about the flowers that you could be planting right here in the Sunshine State in the month of November. I don't know if you can see the difference now that we're starting to cool down, but look at all this color. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to show you. We're going to start out here out front in the beautiful sunny weather. It is a lot cooler today, which is wonderful, and it's got me excited just to like add stuff back in, add stuff back in, add stuff back in. First up, we've got the Cape Daisy in the daisy family, and this is actually a perennial you can add to your garden. I have been watching these in some of my neighbors' yards just to get an idea of like how they act throughout the year, and summer is not their happy time, but now that we're in fall, look at these guys. They look so beautiful. They can get shrubby, and they have these beautiful, look at this, like 1-inch flowers, and you can see that they're just like covered in them. One of the things I've seen at the store throughout the months is that these definitely can take a prune and then they'll rebud and rebud, giving you lots and lots of this fall yellow that I just love. Next up is a classic, which is our Pentas, and we're gonna see these all throughout the store because they are multiple colors that are coming out, from pinks, which we know is my favorite, to these redder ones. There's some like purpley pink ones. This is gonna be a great one because as we're cooling down, our bees are gonna be looking for tons of plants so that they can get nectar from, and I know they love Pentas. And not only the bees love it, but the butterflies love it too. And look at this combination. As we head in November, right? We don't really get the fall colors here in Florida, not at least at this time of year, but I feel like you can get a little bit of fall if you do something like this. Get one of these larger Pentas and add it in with that African daisy. Look at that. That's a pretty color combo. I think that would be, look at, I mean, just look at the clusters. This, that. It looks good, and it doesn't give me McDonald's. It's not the McDonald's shade that I talked about the other month. Next up, we've got our Verbenas. These are non-native Verbenas to our home state. Our Verbenas will actually be happier at this time of year too that are native, but this isn't it. You won't find them at a Home Depot or Lowe's. You can only get those ones at native nurseries. And here we've got, oh, look at this purple. You know I'm gonna be a sucker for pink. And then this one has, well, I guess this pot has some pink and purple, but also the reds. Now, I don't like having this kind of red with this kind of yellow because this gives me kind of McDonald's. But look at even just mixing the different like red tones. That's really pretty, and could even go from November with Thanksgiving into your Christmas time. That's really pretty. Another favorite, I have this in my garden already, Gara. The bees have been really enjoying it, and you can see there's some bees on here. We do have a native Gara, usually called a bee balm, that grows wild, and typically you won't find in landscaping, but this one, if you're looking for something tall and giving texture, I think this is a great addition. And you know what I really kind of like is to add these garas and put them behind something with a little bit more volume to it. So look at something like that with, like, you have your Pentas and then you'll have your garas sticking up above it, and then you kind of cover up some of this maybe not quite as aesthetic looking leaves, and then you can have like your Pentas in front and then this sticking up. That's kind of what I did, is I put something a little bit more substantial in front of it, and then these are poking up and above. I think that's a really pretty combination. Oh, and next up is actually what I have paired with it, which is salvias, blue salvias, which the bees love. This is one of the plants that at the store, at home, the bees are all over. And it blooms a lot of the year and can take a really nice prune. This is a great time of year to add more salvia back into our lives. Oh, look at that blue. The cooling colors. I feel like since we don't have a winter, okay, we do have a winter, but it's just not like, you know, there's no snow. At least not where I live. There's not gonna be snow. It's very unlikely there'll ever be snow down here. But it brings in a little bit of cooling. So the way I have it paired in the garden is like giving the bees a lot of love. It gets you those blues and pinks together. It gives kind of like a very cooler feel. But I could also see this being added as kind of a taller plant behind your Verbenas. Look at that, look, the blue with the pink, or the blue with the purple, or the blue with the red. I feel like this could be a really nice combination, because down here in this section, right, of your salvia, it's not the cutest, but you put a little bit of this in front of it, or a little bit of this, and now all of a sudden it looks a lot like that. That's pretty. And I love adding things that the bees love, and I feel like this whole row is just a row of pollinator plants, whether they're giving nectar or they're giving pollen. They're gonna like this. And down here we got some vincas, kind of one of these pre-sorted pots. I won't be using any of these today in my garden. Of course, you know I love my mini vincas, but I know some of you guys like the bigger vincas, so they do have stuff like this and they still can work. Next is Bulbine. My neighbor has this as their landscaping. This is really pretty. You can see there's bees all over it. They're hanging out on the yellows. And again, it kind of brings us back into that Thanksgiving, right? Like that fall look. Let's take one of these and see. I feel like this definitely can go behind some things, give some texture. And this almost reminds me of like succulents. So let's think about how we could combine it with some things. Let's do it with the yellows. Let's see. So here's what it would look like with some yellows and like those pentas. I feel like it's a little too much the same versus when you add the gara, it has a little bit more of a pop to it. So I don't think I would add it in behind that. But actually these blanket flowers, these gaillardias, which are another pollinator bee favorite, and I have these in my garden. I love this color. Look at that. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, that's pretty. Still getting that fall color. And these will transition over to our Christmas colors. But that could be kind of nice. I don't know. I actually like the Bulbine just itself. It's giving very wildflower. I feel like clustering a lot of those together would be really fun. But I'm not finding the right pairing. What do you guys think would be a good pairing for this plant? You know, these Angelonias actually look kind of nice with it. They're not really blooming at the moment. You can kind of see the pink. This is their pink Angelonia called Dark Rose Angelonia. I have both this color and the purple, and I'm going to tell you, the bumblebee bees, the different types of bees have been really enjoying the flower since we cooled down just a little bit. And this, it can get taller, and then you kind of just hack it back and then it gets taller, which is why I kind of feel like it'll compete too much with this. Curious what we could add with this, but this, you can combine it with this. You can combine it with a lot of these lower shrubs. Angelonia, I feel like, is a really cute one. But over here we have one of my favorite Florida friendlies. That's going to be coreopsis, and this is the one with the bigger flower, which is the uptick golden bronze coreopsis. But look at how big that is. So usually you can find like two sizes. One will be a little bit smaller, one will be a little bit bigger. And there is a native version of this, but it does not look like this. It looks a little different. And one of the days I'm going to take you guys over to the native nursery so you can really see some of the differences of these plants. But this actually combines really well with the gaillardia. They're both kind of lower, but then the flowers will get taller on the coreopsis. I also think it can pair really nicely with our other Angelonia. This is our purple Angelonia. It is the dark purple. This one I've really liked having in my garden, and I've kind of chopped it back and then it's grown back in and filled in. The bees have been really liking this lately. I've been wondering when the hotter months why they weren't as attracted to the Angelonia, but they seem to have picked up interest in this plant. And I feel like it could pair really nicely with some of these like showier plants, but something that from a height perspective, I feel like it's not quite the same. These will get taller, those will get taller. So I think if you're gonna pair it with something, you're gonna do it like a coreopsis or a gaillardia or a verbena. Next up we have all of our lantanas that are invasive, so I'm gonna skip over those. And then we have gaillardia again. Now this gaillardia always gives me more summer vibes because of the colors of yellow. What do you guys think? Does this give fall vibes, summer vibes? I love a gaillardia. I feel like this gaillardia, let's pair it with the other one. It's like sunflowers. It's like a little bit early fall. Maybe you like that. I like that. Does it pair well with that? I guess if you really like yellow. Hold on. That could look really cute. Doing the yellow gaillardia with the Bulbine. Actually, I feel like that kind of works really well. I like that. And I do like yellow flowers. And this is making me very happy. And I actually like it once they've dropped their petals. The texture, with the texture of that, is really interesting. This could be a very interesting combination. Ooh, we've got Dianthus. I just added Dianthus. I think these two colors were the colors I added last month, and they are so pretty together. I think I did a pot of this, and then I did a pot of, I don't remember what's the thing next. Hold on. So Dianthus, another one of these really pretty showier plants. Last month, you guys probably saw I added those two colors of Dianthus with the coreopsis and some chrysanthemums. It was really pretty. I'm a fan of this. And if you want to take it a little bit more tropical, you don't really want it to feel as much about the fall vibes, you could combine it with this. This is like a really pretty coral pink versus kind of this bright magenta. And then we got like a darker red one. And geraniums are back in season now that we've cooled down a little bit. So it is definitely one that I would be considering. These aren't true geraniums, or another type of geranium that works here in Florida. But this is really pretty, and I feel like this red's such a classic red, and it can kind of go through the the next couple seasons of fall and winter. And then we got petunias. We still got petunias coming in strong. Look at that pink. It's very fall pink, I feel like. And this feels very summer to me, but this feels very fall. I wonder if we could combine it with something like this Dianthus. No, that doesn't seem quite right to me. What about that? What do you guys think about that? The petunia with the the bulbines. That looks really pretty. I think that yellow in the center kind of picks up the bulbine. That's very pretty. Or check out that petunia with the yellow gaillardia. Ooh, I like that too. I think the yellows do a really nice job picking up the yellow inside the flower, and that just creates a nice contrast. I don't know if it feels fall, but it's very pretty. Okay, in case you're wondering, this is with the red gaillardia. That's also really pretty. Next up, just more red Dianthus, then purple Dianthus, just variations. And then we have more of our red Pentas and our African daisies. I'm gonna move us past this section because this is mostly just perennial shrubs. So, and then we really just have some overgrown magnolias. Oh, overgrown marigolds, not magnolias. Oh wow, they actually have muhly grass. This is a native plant throughout, I think, the whole south, but definitely to Florida, and it's in bloom this time. This does not do it justice to once it's in the ground, the pink that you will get from them putting out their seeds. They're really pretty at this time of year. Daisies are back in season. These are a Montauk daisy. Very white, very bright. Very cute. I don't know that I would add these into the garden. They will definitely be short-lived in my garden. And they're not giving me fall or kind of the future Christmassy winter vibes, but maybe you want to add them. They are very pretty. We got moss rose. I feel like this is going to be heading out more soon, so, and I have some still in my garden from spring plantings, but you can see the bees really like it. And then we have the celosia. I've been trying to make the celosia look cute. I've been pruning it. I've been pinching off all the uglier looking flowers, and I just don't feel like I can figure it out the way to make this look consistently pretty. And the bees don't like it, and the butterflies don't seem to like it. So at the moment, it's one of those, like, if it doesn't make the bees happy, it's not making the butterflies happy, the birds and me, no one's liking it, then I think I'm gonna just, we're gonna take a pause on celosia for a moment until someone, whether it's you guys or someone else, can teach me how to keep it prettier for longer. But moving on, we go right over here to marigolds. Lots and lots of marigolds, which I do feel like definitely have fall vibes. And I like that we got the little trays, so if you want to do big plantings. And then we got our vincas, more vincas. So these are all the medium-sized flower vincas, and lots of different colors, from white to light pink to dark pink to more purpley pink. And then we have trays of Dianthus. So that's really nice. These are gonna get a lot bigger, and we got a lot of color. These are mixed trays. Yes, because white, pink, reddish color, and it looks like it's a 12 tray, so that's nice. So you're gonna just get like a potpourri. So if you're looking for like a lot of pinky purple, white, I think that's a good choice. And then very tropical looking vincas, which is not what I'm gonna be into for this season, but you might be. I know some of you guys are flying down and coming back down to Florida, so you're looking to get more of the tropics in your life, so those could be some options. I've had enough of the tropics over the summer, so I'm ready to move more into the not tropical stuff. And then we're moving right in, and we got some trays of pentas, so we can do that much more economically. And it looks like they have trays of 6s here, so that's good. Mexican heather, and then just on and on with the pentas. Oh, and if you're wanting tropical, look at this. The sun patience are back. They're gonna be blooming so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? That is gorgeous. It's not fall, but it's gorgeous. I love the dark leaf with the contrasting, really pretty flower, and just having like a whole ground cover of it. Oh, so pretty. And I'm a sucker for flamingo pink. Oh, love me a flamingo pink. It's mixed in with other stuff, so I'm definitely a pass on this, but if I could combine that flamingo pink with the bright color with the dark leaf, but even that one, I don't know. I'm trying not to buy too much pink. This year has been the year of the pink flowers for me. At my heart, I'm a yellow flower girly, but man, there's been some really pretty pink ones this year. And one of my favorite flowers, chrysanthemums. Oh, I mean, really fall chrysanthemums. You got to. Love it, love it, love it. The yellowy oranges. And we also have reds and bright yellows. I guess those technically would be orange. And that's more yellow. I like the orange because it's very fall. And I think they just call these red, but they're giving me like maroon. And this is probably red and they're just budding. More tropical sun patience. So pretty. Chrysanthemums. It looks like we're kind of heading out of the chrysanthemum season. And then of course pentas. Pentas you could add with the chrysanthemums. Look at this. If you have pentas in your garden and you just want to add a little bit of fall, look at that. You could add an orange with like your red pentas. That's really cute. I think that color combo is very nice together. More geraniums and then vincas. So it looks like we even have the vincas in little $2, $1 plugs that you could be putting in if you need to get a lot of ground cover in. All these ones are white. All these ones are pink and red. Ooh, and we've got some salvia in blue in those $2 plugs. That's really nice. So you got some options there. Ooh, just pretty. I'm guessing people wanting the Calla lilies for inside. Huh, interesting. What is this called? Polka dotted. Is this in the coleus family? All right, then we have some patients in the smaller sizes. Purple with the dark leaves. Love that one. Oh, more petunias. Definitely have, oh, I like that. That's pretty. Would be nice to get a ground cover. Oh, but these are the big ones. I'm waiting for them to get more of the like the little trays of some things like petunias for when we head into this cooler season. Look, they have the dark leaves with the flamingo pink. So pretty. But also, they don't look as healthy as the purple ones. So, but let's just enjoy that color for a moment. That's amazing. I know, I love it. Ooh, we got trays of petunias. Look at this, we've got purples. I feel like you can make this feel very fall. Oh yeah, look at that with the marigold. Those are some more orangey marigolds, yellowy marigolds, and then adding that purple. I think you can definitely make the purple work. It's just you gotta get the right kind of combos. We got the pink vincas. I love these variegated marigolds. I'm still not gonna buy them this year. I'm not gonna buy them this month, but like let's just put them over here with these petunias for a second. What do we think? Is that a good color combination? Maybe, maybe not. More small trays of vincas. These are, it looks like the 12 tray of the white. And then pink and red. And then more of those multicolored Dianthus trays. More vincas, but the bright pink. And then we've got, what are these, 6 cells of the sun patience. So these would be really good for adding for ground cover, which I kind of want to. Ooh, heading towards Christmas time, this would be a good choice. Oh, but look at how happy these pinks are. I know. Everyone's like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do something else. Ooh. Now these pentas, Mr. Cliff next door has this color penta, and I have been really thinking a lot about where I could integrate this color because it seems to like it a little bit shadier because we have it in between our houses, and that doesn't, it gets full sun for a shorter amount of the day, and then it gets shaded by his house in the morning and my house in the afternoon, and it looks so happy. I will tell you, is this color. And it's got me thinking about what to combine with it. Actually, what I was thinking about even is this color combining, making like a circle, and then having a goldenrod in the middle that comes up and through. Got that idea from my buddy Isabel, who's in the membership. She sent me a picture of her vincas with the goldenrod coming up and through, and it really got me inspired for some of these perennials that act like kind of an annual where they die back and then they come up and through. So I've been thinking about in my garden, how can I use some of my Florida friendly perennials to kind of stay a little bit showier throughout the year and integrate it with some of my longer living native plants that at times of year don't look so showy. They look like something, but it'll kind of give them a little bit more of it'll look more purposeful and like there's a look going on. So I was thinking about these because he has the seaside goldenrod that he propagated from my garden years ago, near these, not in next to them. So he doesn't know quite what I'm thinking of doing, but I started thinking like, what if we did a ring of this around a goldenrod? Things to think about. More of these polka dotted plants. And then we got more fincas. I'm not putting any more money towards celosia right now. I just can't quite get them right. But there are celosia here. And more fincas. Marigolds. Variegated, really pretty. And then more vincas, just more of the same. And then more, oh, I like this. Got the little $2 Dianthus, that's nice. Oh, and look at this color, Petunia. Ooh, I love a little Petunia, and I like that color. Let's see what it looks like with the Dianthus. That's pretty. What about with that marigold? Ooh. Maybe? No. Maybe? No. I don't know. I'm on the fence. What do you think? Does it go? Does it not go? Kind of goes. It feels like it almost goes, but then not quite. Almost. Okay, here's more of that polka dot plant, but in white. And then there it is in pink. White. This would be a really good way to add texture and interest. I like the pink. I know, that's a huge surprise for you. So, so more celosia, and then there's just a lot of chrysanthemums over here, the tall ones. Ooh, polka dot, but ooh, we got the beginnings of begonias. Oh, these look so good in my garden. And I put them in about this time last year, and they looked, because these leaves started turning like a rich red, and then oh, they were so pretty. This, I would totally do this one again. I might do this one again. I love this one. And then we also have, so we've been doing the tropical impatiens, and these are your, which are sun patients, and these are your regular impatiens. Yeah, regular impatiens, but white. Okay. We have a little bit more to look at and see what they've got, and then we're gonna have to do a picking because I'm gonna add one more whiskey barrel over where I put the coreopsis and Dianthus from last month, because I just feel like it needs like another big something. Yeah. Ooh, bright purple petunias. Those are pretty. I don't think it's what I'm going for, but I think if you're in that tropical, like I feel like, take that. Come here. Come here, you. Look at this. With this, or look at this. I feel like even more so with that, but even more so with something like that. Maybe. It felt better in my head, and then I got it up. That's why it's good to like take the plants on walks, because then you get them closer and you're like, oh, it didn't look as cute as I thought it was going to. This looks like a double begonia. Is that what this is? It looks very sad. It's a begonia. It looks like a sad begonia. But look at these calla lilies. They have them all different colors. Got white, yellow. Oh, those are pretty. That's pretty. That feels very fall. That's pretty. I don't know where I would put them in my garden, but that's pretty. Let's see the stats on this. It's a partial sun plant. Oh, the spot I'm putting plants in, this is not a partial sun place, so that's a no for me, but that's super pretty. That color, like if you have like a patio that's screened in, maybe it gets a lot more sun, I feel like that would be good. And then sun patience and purple, white, bright orange, white, back to the purple, and then the purple with the dark leaves, and then the orange, and then the pink. Just lots of sun patience. Over here, we got the Dianthus. Oh, that's the color combo I have. And then we have a different coreopsis, a yellow and red. It's a little bit paler yellow, so I feel like it's not quite the look that I had last month, because mine are a darker yellow. I don't like that yellow as much together. Oh, there's the yellow I had, right there. And then look at this, the daisies, those are pretty. Well, some of them look really sad at the moment, but that's pretty. More of the African daisy. Ooh, you know I love that pink penta. Have it now in the front garden with my favorite mini vincas, so that's like a win right now. But I have more space I need to fill in, so, but that's not for today's project. So much to think about. I gotta go grab myself another whiskey barrel so I can plant it out. I have soil at home, but now I gotta think, what am I putting in it? Because I got the Dianthus and the coreopsis near it, and there's so many good options right now. Oh, everything from the sun patients to Verbenas and salvias, and that Bulbine. That Bulbine Gaillardia combo. I don't know. We'll have to think it, and I'll meet back up with you at the house, and then you can see what I got. And I've made it back. Let me show you what I got. And I hardly think this is gonna be a surprise, but I went with the yellow gaillardia. This one specifically is called Mesa Peach Blanket Flower. I will tell you, since I got this home, the bees have been flying from my native tea bush, and then they're coming over here and hanging out on the gaillardia over and over again. So this is definitely a pollen favorite for the bees. Here comes more bees. So taking this one out, this one's gonna get 16 to 18 inches high and 20 to 22 inches wide. This is gonna be great because where I'm gonna be placing this, one, it's gonna add some fall color, but two, what it's gonna do is it's gonna be right near my tomato plants. So bringing in the bees is gonna increase my harvest too. So it's a win for the bees, it's a win for me. Well, it's gonna be a double win for me because I get the flowers, I get the bees, and I get a better harvest. The second one for our pots is gonna be Bulbine. And this one also has been a favorite of the bees. I would say they slightly seem to favor the gaillardia, but not by much. I really like the combination of the peachy flowers along with the yellows. I think this is just like a beautiful combination. Oh, there goes the bee. So this is a Bulbine. We can cut back the stalks, and it is specifically going to be 16 to 20 inches high and 16 to 20 inches wide as it matures. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're just going to have them in our big whiskey barrel, just adding a lot of fall yellow and making the pollinators so happy. And just to finish out these yellows and kind of create some balance, I of course had to get this petunia. I really loved the pink with a little bit of yellow. I think it just pairs so well with that peach Mesa gaillardia. So this is a Super Cal Pechoa, which is because it is a combination petunia and calbrocha. I guess that's how they're getting that nice, really pretty center. Now, while the bees haven't been quite as interested, I just thought this was gonna create like a little bit of a cascade, and I just thought it would tie in all these colors really nicely together. And this one is going to get 12 to 16 inches high and then 24 to 36 wide. And we saw with the petunias last year, they can really fill in. And honestly, you know, my stuff over here, I really am liking this combination. So maybe we're gonna add this and this and this in here. But for right now, we're gonna go add it into the back. But the sun is getting low, the shadows are getting long, and the back garden, I'm gonna tell you, it is completely in shadow at this point. So let's go get these planted before the sun goes down. I love this combination. I am so excited to watch this in the morning in the daylight when the bees start to find it in my back garden. And I think it pairs so well with last month's combination. And if you're looking for some ideas for your fall garden, go ahead and check out last month's flower video. And if you're looking for a way to keep on track with what to plant and when to plant it, go ahead and pick up the Wild Floridian Garden Planner right here. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.